get asked an awful lot, Melonhead, what should I put my money in? And since pretty much last fall, my answer has been the same. And it usually starts like this.
There's a financial advice, not a financial advisor. Do your own research, your own DD.
And then once I've CY'd my A, I tell people, here's what I would do with my money if I only had a couple $100 to invest. That's right, folks. Beans and rice. And I'm not kidding. If I only had a couple $100 to invest, that is what I would buy. Not stocks, not bonds, not Bitcoin, not even gold. No, I would buy beans and rice. And I've been saying all year that non-perishable food will be the best performing asset class of 2022. I've also said it's time to stop making fun of doomsday preppers because they've been right about a lot of stuff, and now we've got the math to prove it. Now, you may recall back on March 3rd, I made this video about how to feed a family of 4 for 1 month for $100 or less. And while I got a little goofy and a little lighthearted in that video, the whole idea was, hey, look, folks, food prices are going up. And buying non-perishable food now that you're going to eat anyway is really just a hedge against future food investment. And I went back and looked at the numbers at what I paid back then and what I would pay right now if I went and bought that stuff. And when I compared it to some of the more common asset classes, I was blown away by the numbers. Take, for example, this 10-pound bag of white rice that I bought back on March 3rd. Back then, I paid $5.29 for 10 pounds of white rice. Well, right now, that same 10-pound bag of white rice costs $6.39. That's an increase of 20.8%, and it's only been 6 months. There is not a single asset class on Wall Street that has done anywhere near that performance. Looking at some of the other things I bought back in March, how about this 1-pound bag of lentils? I paid $1.29 for that 1-pound bag back on March 3rd. Well, now it costs $1.79. That's up 38.8% since March 3rd. What about this 1-pound bag of pink beans? Well, besides being freaking delicious, those beans have gone from $1.69 to $2.19 for that 1-pound bag. That's a price increase of 29.6%. We're talking price increases of 21%, 30%, 39%. So let's take those numbers and compare them to what some of the more common asset classes on Wall Street have done since I made that video on March 3rd. Let's start with stocks. That's the most popular investment class, right? Well, back on March 3rd, the S&P 500 was sitting at 4,401. Today, it's at 3,975 as of the making of this video. That's a decline of 10%. Well, precious metals is very popular among my viewers. Let's look at what gold has done during that time. Back on March 3rd, gold was $1,930. Today, $1,717. So gold is down 11%. And I can hear all those Bitcoin maxis out there screaming, sell everything and buy Bitcoin. Mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin. Well, let's look at what Bitcoin has done. Back on March 3rd, Bitcoin was $39,137. And today, as of the making of this video, $19,259. Sorry, Bitcoin maxis, your favorite crypto coin is down 51%. What about bonds? Most people consider bonds to be a safe investment. Let's take a look at TLT. That's an ETF that invests in 20-year U.S. Treasuries. Starting on March 3rd, TLT was at $137.49. Today, TLT is trading at $109.40. Well, that's down 21%. Okay, a lot of people said 2022 was going to be the year of commodities. I've invested in commodities an awful lot myself. Let's look at oil, the most commonly traded commodity around the world. Back on March 3rd, oil was $111 a barrel. As of the making of this video, $83.42. So oil's down 25% year to date. Now I've got Robert Kiyosaki in my ear saying, what about real estate? Buy real estate. That's where fortunes are made in real estate. All right, let's look at what real estate has done this year. If you take the median list price per square foot in the United States, back in March, it was $214 per square foot. That was the median list price of a home in the U.S. Today, it's $222 per square foot. Okay, that one's actually up, but it's only up 3.7%. So how do all these asset classes stack up? If we look at stocks, bonds, Bitcoin, gold, oil, real estate, how do they compare to that beans and rice and lentils that I bought back in March? Well, take a look at the chart, folks. Charts don't lie. Look at what Bitcoin has done. Look at what stocks and bonds have done. Look at what commodities are doing. And then look at what non-perishable food has done over that same time span. Gee, folks, maybe you think it's time we stop making fun of the doomsday preppers? Because besides being right about a lot of stuff in the 2020s, right now the doomsday preppers are sure as heck outperforming your 401k. They're definitely outperforming the people that are managing your pension fund. And they're sure as heck outperforming the schmucks on CNBC who just love to look down their noses at doomsday preppers, well, those preppers right now are laughing all the way to the bank. So while I can't give financial advice because lawyers ruin everything, I can say definitively with a straight face, if I only had $100 to invest, I would not put that money in stocks, bonds, gold, real estate, Bitcoin, any of it. I would buy beans and rice, and the data supports it. Non-perishable food has been the best performing asset class in 2022 by a huge margin. Nothing else even comes close. Almost everything is down. Only real estate is up, and real estate is up just barely. And let's be honest, folks, with mortgage rates doing what they're doing, the real estate market isn't looking so hot. And considering what's going on in Europe and what's going on in energy markets and the prospects for more fertilizer shortages, making global food shortages even worse, it's a good bet that food prices are going to rise even further in the coming months. So I stand by what I've been saying all year. The best performing asset class of 2022 will be non-perishable food. And if you want to know a little bit more about how I met the calorie and protein requirements for a family of 4 for a whole month for under $100, you can go back to that original video I made on March 3rd, feeding a family of 4 for $100 for a month. Till next time, live small and dream big.